The reason why so many of today's pastors won't touch these hot button topics is, bottom line is, they're afraid that if they do, people will leave their church. But what they don't realize is we're living in an era where if a pastor doesn't touch these topics, then people leave the church. I have been amazed at, even in just the last 3 years, the demand and desire from our congregations to be led, even amidst these more complex global affairs. The congregation is looking for us to have an opinion. How we present it as pastors is what matters. And whether we're lording our opinion over others, they just actually want to hear, do we have an opinion? What should the posture of the church be on this? And I believe that it's the responsibility of today's pastor and leader to at least have an opinion on something, and to be able to communicate it in such a way that even though people might disagree, they still feel valued, they still feel loved, and they're thankful they have a pastor with an opinion. We, in today's church culture, have bought into a belief system that Jesus was just kind of this all-inclusive, in the name of love, never upset anybody, never offended anybody. But when you sit down and read the Gospels, this couldn't be further from the truth. Yes, he loved, but his loyalty was to the truth above public opinion. You'll find Jesus always sided with truth. Even if you were the woman caught in adultery, the Pharisees were about to stone her and Jesus sided with her, not excusing her behavior. He said, go and sin no more. But he sided with her because she was the only one of all the Pharisees there who was actually in truth. She was caught, she was guilty, she owned it, while the Pharisees were walking in tremendous self-deception, leading to self-righteousness and a judgmental spirit. So Jesus sided with her. God is loyal to the truth. So in the same way, we as leaders, we have to reject the idea of hiding truth in the name of trying to keep people coming to our building week after week. Our loyalty must be with the truth, because only God can side with truth, and only truth builds a society. Only truth can build a congregation. Only truth can set you free. You shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. But we as pastors and leaders have become afraid of telling the truth, with this idea that through people pleasing, we'll be able to build our personal empire. But Jesus didn't operate this way. He got up in front of thousands of people. And if I was standing next to him, I would have said, Jesus, this is your moment. Give us a good watered down message, and we can build a building here. Take up a big offering at the end. Let's be really as inclusive as we can. And Jesus says, eat my flesh and drink my blood. That's his sermon. And of course, people began to peel away, and he said to the disciples, are you going too? But what he really wanted to do was speak the truth in such a way that men's hearts were exposed. I'm not talking about getting up on a Sunday morning and railing on some topic because, hey, it's true. We have to be better than that. We want to be inclusive. We want people to come and feel safe and loved. But I will not compromise the truth in the name of trying to gather the crowd. Jesus was suspicious of the crowd. Jesus knew what to do with 12 people to create systemic change in history. We are sitting in the church today because of what Jesus did with those 12 people. In the same way, we as pastors and leaders, I think we need to wave goodbye to being these little politicians up there that are afraid to speak God's opinion and God's mind on things.